Okay, so you want to raise honest kids, huh?
It's kind of like the holy grail of parenting, right?
That's
Right.
huge, EE, huge.
Yeah.
Because that trust thing,
It's the foundation.
everything.
Yeah.
But how do we actually, like, make that happen?
Right.
How do we raise these tiny humans to be, like, stand-up citizens?
Yeah. Yeah. Keeps people up at night.
Oh, for sure. And for good reason. It's a big deal. So that's what we're diving into today. We're tackling honesty head on.
All right, let's do it.
So I was doing, like, a deep dive myself,
Yeah.
reading all these articles, studies, all that jazz.
Getting prepped.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? I was pleasantly surprised. Like, some of this advice was actually really practical.
Oh, that's good.
Sometimes you get lost in the weeds,
Right, right. Like, what am I actually supposed to do?
Yes, exactly. But this felt actionable.
I agree, yeah. These sources really cut to the chase,
They do.
which I think is helpful for parents because, we're all so busy.
Oh my gosh, yes. We need, like, clear takeaways. So one thing that really stuck with me, and it kept coming up, was this idea of modeling.
Ah, yeah.
We got to walk the
Oh,
walk.
absolutely. Modeling is huge, right? Because children, they are little sponges, aren't they?
Oh, they're always watching, even when we think they're not.
Always.
It's like they have eyes in the backs of their head.
They miss nothing.
So it's like, okay, let's say, I don't know, you mess up at work.
Yep.
Do you tell your kids about it?
Right.
Or, like, maybe you ding someone's car in the parking lot. Oops.
And it happens. We're human.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
do you, like, fess up?
It's about owning it. And that's really what we want our kids to learn, right?
Yeah.
That it's okay to make mistakes,
Mhm.
but it's how we handle them. That's what really matters.
That's huge. Because it's not about being perfect.
No, not at
'Cause
all.
none of us are.
None of us are perfect, no.
So it's more about showing them, like, hey, I messed up,
Yeah,
but this is how I'm going to fix it.
exactly. And there was this fascinating study in the Journal of Moral Education,
Okay, yeah.
and they found that, get this, kids whose parents openly admitted their own mistakes,
Uh-huh.
way more likely to confess their own slip-ups.
Interesting. Makes sense, though, right?
Totally.
Because if we're not afraid to be vulnerable, they're not going to be either.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's like us being,
Role models.
role models, exactly.
Right. The good, the bad, and the ugly.
But it's also about how we react when they mess up. Because let's face it,
Oh, yeah.
They're gonna-
No, well, they're kids.
they're going to make mistakes.
Yeah.
It's part of learning, right?
It's how we learn, yeah.
Right. Mistakes are good.
But how we respond to those moments, I think, is really, really critical.
It really is.
So how do we create that environment where they feel safe to tell us the truth, even when they know they've, like, messed up royally?
Right. Well, first and foremost, we've got to ditch the shame game.
Oh, yeah. No shame.
No shaming. Because it's about addressing the behavior, not attacking the child.
Right. Like, they're not a bad person.
Exactly.
They just made a bad choice.
Yes. And one really powerful technique, and I've seen this recommended again and again, it's called descriptive praise.
Ooh, tell me more. So instead of just saying, like, good job, you told the truth, which is good, don't get me wrong.
Right. Yeah.
But you can take it a step further and say something like, I really appreciate that you told me the truth about, breaking the vase or whatever it was.
Yeah, yeah.
That was a really brave thing to do.
Oh, I love that.
Because then you're
Calling out the good.
being specific, right?
Yeah.
And you're connecting it to an actual strength.
So good.
Yeah.
Because it's like catching them being good, but like a supercharged version.
Yes, exactly.
Because you're highlighting why it's good.
Yes. And sometimes, those moments of dishonesty, they can be like these unexpected little gifts
Oh, tell me more about this.
because we can use them, we can turn them into these like amazing learning experiences, right?
Okay, yeah, yeah.
So for example, let's say your kiddo, they lie about finishing their homework.
Classic.
Right.
Yeah.
Instead of just being like, you lied, go to your room.
Bad.
Right. We can hit pause and use it as a chance to talk about, why.
Oh, get to the root of it.
Yes. Get curious. Like, hey, is there something going on? Are you feeling overwhelmed?
Are we feeling pressured?
Because maybe they are feeling that pressure to please us.
Slightly. And then we're inadvertently, like, adding to the problem.
Exactly.
Instead of saying, hey, like, what's going on?
Right.
Let's figure this out together.
Exactly. We can even talk about time management, help them get organized.
It's about giving them those tools.
Yes. Instead of just doling out punishments, we're actually empowering them.
Right. Which is what we want at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
We want to raise these, like, amazing humans.
who can navigate the world with like honesty and integrity.
Right.
That's a big picture thing.
It is a big picture thing. It's not just about being honest. It's about being a good person. It's about all those values.
And that, my friend, that's a legacy worth leaving.
That's it. Mic drop. So much to think about. Listener, I want to hear from you. What does honesty look like in your family? How are you creating those little teachable moments? Because it's those moments, those everyday interactions, that really shape our kids' understanding of integrity and trust.